everybody, welcome back to GWN. I'm Noctur, your host. We're here today to talk about the Builder Hall 7 Upgrade Guide. What I recommend you do as you upgrade from the time you finish your Builder Hall 7 build. For starters, very first thing I recommend is that you grab the Builder Hall 7 Upgrade bonus pack. Every new level on the main base now gets this bonus pack, and they finally started doing it on the Builder Hall, which is great. You get 2.5 million gold, 2 million gold, 2 million elixir, and 2,500 gems, as well as a level 4 giant cannon. Now, level 4 giant cannon takes about 4 days to build, but it's 8.5 million gold that you would have to save up to get it. It takes no great stretch of genius to figure that one out. Even at max loot, you're talking almost 2 weeks just to get the gold to build this thing. So that, all by itself, definitely worth it. The second value here, if you have hopefully full or near full elixir storages, this will overfill your elixir storage. So let's say that you were running a pair of level 6 storages and you had 2 million elixir in there. Well, when you buy this pack, you'll end up with 4 million. That means that you can right away buy the army camp, which is 2.5 million elixir, and throw it down. That's a huge boost to your gameplay, okay? So, best thing to do, spend a little bit of money on your game, buy that builder pack, get all the new stuff, which includes the hidden Tesla, the firecrackers, and the giant cannon, the army camp, the 4 pieces of walls, put it all down, move on with your game. Now, if you aren't going to spend any money, if you're either philosophically opposed to it as a free-to-play player, or hey, you just ain't got the cash, you're going to have to do the same basic thing, but it's going to be a little bit slower. As a free-to-play player, you need to upgrade your storages so that you have 1 storage at level 7 and you have 1 storage at level 6. Now, in my case, I've already upgraded them both, but that's not the point. So, minimum starting off, 1.5 million gold has to go to your elixir storage upgrade for 12 hours. When you get that done, you run another set of raids, get up to 2.5 million elixir, go ahead and grab your 5th army camp. Put it down. You've got 2 days that it's going to take for that 5th army camp to complete its build. A lot of players, I recommend this, go ahead and drop your firecracker and your Tesla before you put down the army camp, just to have the extra oomph, if you will, in the defense on your base. When you finally have all these done, then you can start building up toward the giant cannon. You need all 4 of these items on your game grid in order to be competitive as a Builder Hall 7. If you don't have them, you will be less competitive. So, initial buy-in, get those first few items. I mean, upgrade your elixir storage first, of course, but get those first few items to get you started on the right path. The second thing, if you're a rusher, you may have to upgrade more than just 1 level on your elixir storages. And all of the upgrades on the base are basically 2 million or more at Builders Hall 7. So depending upon where you are in the development of your base, you're going to end up having to upgrade your gold storages eventually as well. So a lot of players are just getting these storage upgrades out of the way early. That's a good way to go. I recommend doing at least 1 of each to 7 and 6 so that you get them done. After that, if you want, you can toss them in between some other things. That's what I'll probably do with the last one of mine that I've got to do here. I got a level 6 gold storage I still got to upgrade. But definitely get them out of the way early. And that applies to whether you're free to play or you are willing to gem just a little bit. Now, from this point on, everything becomes relatively the same regardless of what you're at. You want to bring everything to the same level. You want to save your elixir to upgrade the Star Laboratory. Once the Star Laboratory is upgraded, you'll be able to start upgrading troops. This is where the bulk of your elixir is going to end up going. As you can see, level 12 troops going to level 13, they all cost over 2 million elixir. Yet another reason why you have to upgrade those elixir storages. So get your Star Laboratory upgraded and then start working on your troops alongside of your defenses. If you came to Builder Hall 7 with a level 1 battle machine, I recommend you go ahead and right away upgrade it to at least level 5. You want the ability. Now, is there an argument for going further? Yeah, but it's really up to you as to whether you want to go any further than level 5 or not. I have level 5 builder machine or battle machines on some of my games, and they're doing just fine at Builders Hall 7. A little bit lower, around the 4,000-ish to, say, 3,500-ish cup levels, but that's okay. It's all you really need. So at least get yourself to level 5 so that you can take advantage of the battle machine's ability as you attack. Now, what do I recommend for defensive structure upgrades? Well, the best way to look at this is to literally click on them and take a look to see what do you get when you upgrade them. What are the hit points? What are the damage per hits? What are the new features, the things that make them a little bit better, that make them a little bit stronger? And how long is it going to take for them to upgrade? I mean, if I can upgrade an archer tower in 2 days, then why in the world would I start with my air bombs that's going to take 3 days? It doesn't make sense. So what I did was I looked at the meta and I said, what are the biggest attacks right now? Well, most of the attacks are ground. And of all the things on the board, what is the one thing that absolutely decimates ground? It is your level 7 multi-mortar. The level 6 multi-mortar can take out your sneaky archers, but when you get to level 14 sneaky archers, it can no longer take them out in a single volley. The level 7 multi-mortar can. So my very first upgrade, multi-mortar level 7. Already got it done. My next upgrade, number 2, firecrackers. We got 3 of them. They're doing great damage. Absolutely loving what it's doing to the attacks, but you still need to get them upgraded to be able to really damage those dropships later on, and even the level 12 troops as they are today. So 2 million a pop. This is my next upgrade. You can see I'm just 10,000 away. Not even 10,000. 9,374 gold away from being able to start one of these upgrading. But I will get that done here in the next, I don't know, probably start in the next couple hours. I think it's all I need. But that'll give me level 7 firecrackers. By rights, I should have all 3 of them done within the next 6 days. There's no reason to assume I won't have them done by the middle part of next week. So that's item number 2. What comes next? Well, we're really looking at ground and air now. So what hits ground and air? The hidden Teslas. 2,100,000 takes 2 days apiece. You get a little extra hit points, a little extra damage. They're really good in a lot of attacks. I mean, these things pop up and just destroy whatever pathing or ideas anybody had for their attack. So I definitely recommend putting the hidden Teslas into the 3rd slot. Now, at this point, I like to do something a little bit bigger. And I'm still looking at both ground and air because I want to be able to hit both. They're both very strong in the meta. The meta doesn't have a single attack. It's really any combo attack. So the next thing I'm going to go for is going to be the roaster. Again, you get a nice hit point bump here. 242 additional hit points. 2 more damage per hit. It's pretty hard on things like beta minions and that. So this is a good solid upgrade. I like to intersperse my big upgrades with my small upgrades. It just kind of makes it a little bit, I don't know, more chewable, if you will. It's easier to digest that way. So we're going to do this one. It's going to take 4 days. And at 2.6 million gold, I'm probably going to spend a little bit of time working my way up to that as well. That'll be something I work on at the end of that last Tesla there. What comes next? Well, we've got pretty good strength against both ground and air at this point, so what can we do to fend off the battle machine? The giant cannon is already at level 4, so I don't really have to worry about that. My next thing is going to be the double cannons. Double cannon to level 6 gets you a pretty good amount of hit points, 181. So we're looking at about, what, a 15% increase in hit points there, I guess. And 8 plus damage per hit. These things are just nasty against the battle machine. I mean, they really are. They blow it away. Between them and the giant cannon, you're going to hit it hard. And then, of course, the next thing I recommend is getting the giant cannon to level 4 if you're a free-to-play player that hasn't already bought the BH7 bonus pack. Okay, the level 4 upgrade, it gets you to 1,065 hit points, 33 damage per second. Against the battle machine, of course, we know that there's a serious markup there. He takes on a lot more damage. I mean, 3 shots for a battle machine tend to go down from this giant cannon. So definitely anti-battle machine. So now we've got a decent attack for air. We've got a decent attack for ground. We've got a decent attack for the battle machine. What should be next? Well, now we're just kind of tightening things up. Okay, so the next step is going to be the air bombs. Air bomb's going to give you 302 more hit points, 13 more damage per second. The hit points are nice. 2,313 hit points is a nice thing to have. That's going to be tough to take down for any of the air attackers. After that, we go to our archer towers. Archer towers are going to take, I think it's 2 days. Yeah, 2 days apiece, just like the firecrackers. 2 million gold. We get a boost in hit points. We get a boost in damage per second. It's not a lot, which is why it's a little bit further down in my list of things to upgrade. But the Archer Tower is really good for picking off things at a distance. And if your base is designed well enough, they'll be able to do that very nicely for you with things like, say, for example, beta minions. So that's why we're going to make that move to level 7 at this point. After that, I want to go for the big boys. I'm going to do the Crushers. The Crushers are going to take 3 days a pop, so they're a little bit longer than the other ones. But you get, again, 300 hit points more, so they're another 2313, just like the air bombs. You're going to get 23 more damage per second. The DPS isn't so impressive on these things, but they do have a lot of hit points. They really slow troops down, including the battle machine. So that extra 300 hit points is really very nice. And when you think about it, I mean, what is that? It's what, a 15%? Yeah, 15% bump on hit points. That's pretty good against some of these level 14 troops and so forth. After the Crushers, we're kind of coming down to the end. The cannons to level 7. I'm not a big fan of the cannons because they only shoot the ground. That's why they're almost always at the end of my defensive updates. And they're 2 days, 1.8 million. It's not too bad. You know, you get a little bit of a boost on damage per second and hit points. It's not, even though it's still 15%, it's not as much impactful, impact-wise on the base as these other ones are. And then, of course, we finish off the giant cannon to level 7, and finally we do our guard post. I like the guard post, but again, it doesn't get a whole lot here. I mean, we get one more Barbarian added in, and the troop level goes from 12 to 14. Hit points, it's only it's a 696 hit point structure. It's not a whole lot. Any beta minion is going to take that out pretty quick. So not really something that I would move up in the list. It's going to be the last thing that we're going to upgrade in our defensive upgrades. Okay. Now, if you're a rusher, you may come to Builder Hall 7 with different levels of structures. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you've still got a level 4 multi-mortar, whereas you've got a level 6 firecracker and a level 1 giant cannon and a level 5 cannon or whatever. What I recommend you do is go through everything that you've got and pick a lowest common denominator. For my rush games, that's level 4. So I take all my defenses to nothing less than level 4. And then from there, I follow that same upgrade path that I just mentioned. Multi-mortar, firecrackers, Teslas, roaster, double cannons, giant cannon, air bombs, archer tower, crusher, cannon. Finish off the giant cannon, guard post. I follow that same path to take everything up to level 5, and then everything to level 6, and then everything to level 7. Okay? So if you do that, and you follow the same path, you'll be working your way toward the max level 7 defenses and getting there in the most timely fashion available. Now, when we talk about troops, what should we do for troops? The meta at Builders Hall 7 favors literally any attack. I mean, it doesn't matter. Ground, air, hybrid of both. People are using all kinds of attacks out there. And it's really neat because that means that offensively you have so many options. Probably the strongest of all of these troops at Builders Hall 7 is the Raged Barbarian. And you can see, I already finished my first one. I've got my second one going. It'll be done in about 3 days. I'm taking Barbs to level 14 first. And I'm an air attacker. Okay? Level 12 troops will get you by, and will get you by just fine. But what happens with the Barbarians, I mean, first of all, they get increased damage per second and hit points. But the big thing, increased number of units by 5. That means you can go into an attack carrying 100 Raged Barbarians. And there are some players out there that are using that to just completely and totally wipe out bases. Now, will this work at the highest levels of the game? I don't know. If you watch some of the video replays of the 5,000 and up crowd, they're using it, so they are getting there. But for me, I just want to have it up there so I can start experimenting with it. I've never really done the ground attack, at least not since Builders Hall 4. So I'm thinking, Yeah, I'll get them up to 14 and I'll see what I can do. Hopefully I can get you guys a Barbarian video and a Barbrush video after I get them up there and I finally figure out how to use these things effectively. I've watched the videos and I understand how it's supposed to be done, but I got to tell you, I still don't seem to have the right timing. So that's why I'm upgrading that first. What's the next thing to upgrade? Well, obviously, beta minions. You get the increased damage and hit points, but even more importantly, you get a 5th long shot. Right now, the beta minions will come up to whatever, and from a distance, they'll fire off 4 shots, and then they'll move up close to their regular attack range. With this, you get a 5th shot. Now, for one beta minion, that's not a whole lot. But what happens when you drop, say, 30 beta minions at the same time? All of a sudden, that 5th shot becomes 30 additional shots at distance range. That's nice, and that's why the beta minions are next up on my list. Everybody knows, of course, that I have a love affair going with the Night Witch, so the Night Witch is the 3rd thing that I'll be upgrading to level 14. Yeah, nice increase in DPS and hit points, but this is what I really want. I want that bat spawning speed. I want to get up to that additional 20% spawning speed. I think that is going to be absolutely awesome for the game. After the Night Witch, let's see, Boxer Giants. I use my Boxer Giants in the Jai-Witch strategy. We did a video about that recently. I want to improve the Power Punch, get a little additional damage there, and I want to get the extra hit points. 193 more hit points. That is going to be really nice, taking him up to what, over 2,500, almost 2,600 hit points. That is going to be awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, this is the time when I say, okay, I want to work on my battle machine. Now, I've already got my battle machine to level 10. Some of you will probably still be at 1 or 5, but this is when I think you should start interspersing upgrades to the battle machine with upgrades to your troops. And the first upgrade is only 2.1 million, and it goes up from there to 3, 4, and so forth. It takes 2 days. I forget when it moves to 3 days. It might be the level 16 upgrade. I'd have to double check, but it'll work really nice to use this in between some of these bigger upgrades that you need to do for your troops and some of the bigger upgrades you have to do on the base. So when you go to upgrade something like, say, I don't know, let's say, for example, you do your air bombs. I'm just throwing this out as an example. You know that's going to take you 3 days. Well, you've got to save up to get the money to do the air bombs, the goal to do the air bombs, 2.4 mil. And you've probably just come off an upgrade in a lower thing like, say, a 2-day upgrade. So you're only going to have half of it. Perfect time to toss in the battle machine. Okay? You lose a little bit of time on your overall upgrade path by doing it, but you have to get it upgraded anyway. And this is a good way to do it. Now, alternatively, you can push them off to the very end and do walls with gold and battle machine with your elixir. That's your call. My recommendation is go ahead and sneak them in there. Get them done along the way. So after you get done interspersing your battle machine in with some of your upgrades, the next thing that I would recommend upgrading is going to be either the Sneaky Archer or the Dropship. This is going to depend on whether you're ground or you're air-based. Now, if you already have level 12 Dropships like I do your Sneaky Archer first. If you don't, do your Sneaky Archer first. Why would I say that? Because you've got to go through a lot of levels on the Dropship. So if you get your Sneaky Archer done and out of the way, you've expanded the number of potential attack streams that you've got available to you. It makes sense. I mean, it's only 2 upgrades, and you do get not only the increased DPS and hit points, but 2 more per camp for a total of, 8 per camp and 40 that you can take out in a Sneaky Archer ambush attack. So do your Sneaky Archers. I know, hard to believe coming from me with my love for air and my love for the Dropship, but I'm going to stick by it. Now, the next thing, of course, would be the Dropship. For those of you that are new to the level, you're going to be having level 1 Dropships most likely. So it's going to take you a while to get this upgraded. Again, great thing to intersperse with your battle machine. I would do probably the first 4 to 6 right away, non-stop back-to-back, and put the battle machine upgrades on hold, and then turn around and pop in and do it, level 7, then battle machine, level 8, then battle machine, and so forth. The reason for this, of course, being the cost of it and how it works out as you go up. The goal, you want to start tinkering with them at level 6. Okay, that's the next time you get the improvement to the skeleton burst ability. I think it drops 7 at that point. Again, I'd have to look back at the actual numbers. But the point is, that's the first time that I think The dropship really becomes beneficial at Builders Hall 7 against regular players. Now, this is not going to work very well for you if you're trying to take on a fully maxed BH7 at 5,500 trophies. That's not what you want to do with a level 6 dropship, okay? That's not where it should be. Up there, you really need the level 14 dropships. But I'm running at, say, 4,000 to 4,500 trophies at any given time as I run these different attacks. I've got level 12 dropships, and I'll tell you, my favorite attack is minion drops. I run beta minions on 3 camps, dropships on 2 camps, and I just win and win and win and win. And that's just right now at 42, 43, 4,400 trophies. So if you're further down in the trophies, like say around, 3,500 or so, you're going to be seeing newer players, weaker bases. Maybe your base is a little bit weaker because you're still working through things. A level 6 dropship with minions, is going to work well for you. So that's where the dropship comes into play. Now, those of you who are also air attackers are probably saying, come on, Knock, what about baby dragons? Where's the baby dragons? Well, the baby dragons are 8th. I know, it's hard to believe. I'm not a fan of baby dragons. I use drop Mitch sometimes, or I just use straight Mitch. I don't use baby Mitch. I don't use baby dragons by themselves either. I'm not a baby dragon spammer. And even when I try playing it with tactical baby dragons, I have other attacks that I can use that are much better. So generally speaking, I'm not going to do baby dragons very early. In this case, you get a little bit of an increase in damage and hit points, and you get a little bit of an increase on the tantrum ability. That's it. So it's not a very big bump at Builders Hall 7. If you have level 12 baby dragons, you're really not that far behind someone who has level 14 baby dragons. If you're a baby dragon guy, you can put 3 into each camp. There's no increase at Builders Hall 7 for that. So why bother? The next why bother, cannon carts. Yeah, it gets a little bit of an increase in damages and hit points, but they're already so weak that even at level 12, they have limited value in my attack schemes. So he's going to be number 9 on my list. And last but not least, the one who really gets almost no bump at all is the Bomber. Bomber gets a slight increase in DPS and hit points, and a slight increase in the big bomb ability. But you know what? You can use a mid-level Bomber and still take out the walls, and that's what he's there for. They don't last very long against whatever defenses are hitting them anyway, so I don't upgrade them that much. It's just it's not a priority. To be honest, if I was rushing on this game, you would see a very low-level Bomber because I don't see much value in them. So that's where I put the, and of course the battle machine. Now, the list that I provide, it's designed to give a general guide to troop upgrades, give you some of the reasoning why I would upgrade things, when I would upgrade them, and this is the path that I'm going to follow on my games. I mean, keep in mind, in addition to my main game, which happens to have the level 12 troops, I've also got a whole bunch of other games that I'm playing. I've got Noctaire, Chris Von Nox, Cyberon, Naid Kasanta, Phoenix Abyss, Edward Tidacon, Clash Maniac. One of the kids has got Wolf Ninja. His buddy's got Fusion Bonnie. My other kid's got Firestar. All these games are going to be following this general upgrade path as we go through. And that's especially the case if they're rushed. And you take a look at Noctaire. No, come on, come back here. Here's a Noctaire game. Take a look at his profile. He's got a hodgepodge mix of level 10s, 12s, level 9 for the Bomber. Again, it works, so why should I bother upgrading it? I've got beta minions and baby dragons up to level 12. I got archers up to level 12. What's the first thing I'm going to work on now? It's going to be the Barbarian. I'm going to get them to 11, then 12, and then 13, and then 14 before I probably do anything else. Why? Because the other troops are strong enough to do as they are. Then we'll go on to the beta minions and then to the Night Witch. That gives me my 3 or 4 attacks that I like to use, and I'm in pretty good shape. I upgraded the air dropships to level 2 just to see how the level 2 fared versus level 1 with the Skeleton Burst, because of course you don't get the ability until you upgrade once. And it was better. It was much improved. And I might fiddle with it in minion drops every once in a while if I go up against a really weak BH6. But right now, the Noctaire account is up at 4,200 trophies, just like the Noctaire account. And to be honest, I don't think that's probably a pretty good idea. If you look at some of the other accounts, let's say Cyberon, you'll see that the base has some lower level items as well. Some things are level 5. You got level 3 for the roaster, level 5. What else do we got on here? I got a level 5 battle machine. When you look at the profile for the troops, you can see most of them are level 10, although I've got beta minions and baby drags up to 12 and night witches up to 5. So I'm going to follow this same general pattern that I talked about with rushing. I'm going to bring everything up to level 5 on the main base, then I'm going to get it all up to level 6, then I'm going to get it all up to level 7. Here with the troops, I'm going to get everything up to level 10, then I'm going to take it to level 12 using the same order that I was talking about, and then I'll move up to level 14. Same pattern will be applied to any of the other rush games that I've got here. Phoenix Abyss, the Hyper Rush project. Even better example. When you look at this base, there's stuff on here that's level 4. Most of it is level 4 because that's where I've currently got things going. But yeah, the roaster's level 2, air bomb's level 3 going to 4. Multi-mortar is level 2. We got level 3 on this. Yeah, level 3 on the crushers. So, I mean, you can see that we've got a Hyper Rush base. This base is going to move from level 3 to level 4 all the way across the board before I move anything to level 5. Then I'll move it all to level 6. Then I'll move it all to level 7. When you look at the troops, this one we're going to do a little bit differently. It is entirely reliant on beta minions right now. That's the only troop, the key troop that I had on this one. Because remember, with the Hyper Rush base, our goal was to upgrade as quickly as possible. One key troop, 1 or 2 storages, builder hall, move on. And that's exactly what we did here. So the only real troop that we've got for our attacks is the beta minion, which means we're running mass beta minion on everything. That's going to be the first thing I upgrade here because that's the key troop. My key troop is always my first upgrade in a rush. And anybody else who's rushing, that should be what you do as well. Upgrade your key troop first. You'll notice that the battle machine is level 1. Well, after the key troop is done, battle machine is going to be upgraded right away. He's going to get to level 5 very quickly, probably within the next week. Taking a look at some of the other games that I've got on here, my Builder Hall 6 games, like say Naid Kosanta. You'll notice Battle Machine is up to level 4 right now. Taking a look at Zed for Didacon, also Builder Hall 6. Battle Machine up to level 3. Taking a look at Clash Maniac, also Builder Hall 6. Currently level 3. Notice there's nothing else upgrading in the Star Laboratory because I've decided to prioritize the Battle Machine to level 5 at Builders Hall 6 on my Rush games. This is why, as I told you earlier, I recommend getting your Battle Machine to level 5 as quickly as you can. It just isn't fun to play the game at Builders Hall 6 or Builder Hall 7 with a level 1 Battle Machine. You can do it. It will work. But you're much better off having at least a Battle Machine level 5 so you can use the ability as you work your way through. Now, obviously, we all want a Battle Machine 20, don't get me wrong. But that's the reason why I do that. Now, the last and not least on this, of course, is the Clock Tower and the Gem Mine. Clock Tower is still level 6. Gem Mine is also level 6, wherever that's at. Where did I put that thing? Here it is. When am I going to upgrade those? They'll be the last thing I upgrade. Spending 2.5 million of my elixir or even 1.7 million of my gold, I've got better places to put that. Yeah, the clock tower is nice. It gives me, let's give like 5,000 or 7,000 more resource each day if you get all 3 or boosting or something like that. I don't know. Basically, you get like 3, you get just under 3 hours. So what would that be? Around 9,000, I guess. But the problem is, if you consider how much it takes to upgrade that thing, that 9,000, it'll take you over a year to recoup it. It's just not worth it. You want to get your boost in, but it's simply not worth it. It's kind of a gimme, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to move on with all my other stuff. So that's my upgrade path that I'm going to run on these Builder Hall 7 bases, and it very much mirrors what I do on Builder Hall 6. I recommend you go over to blog.clashmaniac.com, give that a read. You can see the details of the entire upgrade path. I think it's a little bit better as a read than it is a video, to be perfectly honest. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. Hit subscribe if you're new. Everybody, please hit like. Help me build the channel, and I really appreciate you sticking around to the end and your comments as well. Take care, everybody. Keep on clashing, and have fun at Builders Hall 7. Bye-bye.